It is really noticeable, the spread of Western chains, the Starbucks, the Costa Coffees, the KFC, they are all here now.
We certainly go to those places, and I mean, for us, it's not like we make a conscious attempt at looking at it, at all those brands as something that comes from the West. It's just something that's there. We look at it as a new place that we could go to and just hang out.
It's not a fad, like from what I know of like the US, for example, when you see Starbucks, you think of everybody going there, getting their morning coffee from there. It's not like that in India. Here it's just someplace new that people would like to go and hang out at once in a while.
And I think there is a balance, like you want to go to the chai wala on the street as much as you want to go to a Starbucks. So it's not like, oh, it's Starbucks, so I must like spend $100 on a coffee.
It's interesting because when you look around the table, you've all got your smartphones. It seems like India has almost skipped a generation. You're all really tech savvy.
Smartphones are a recent phenomenon everywhere in the world. So it's just that a lot more people can now afford it, but that's also because India has a massive population and we're far more urbanized than we were earlier.
I mean, we don't look at smartphones as something cool to have. I mean, they're more a necessity right now.
Like our maids and drivers and everybody's got smartphones. Everyone's got it. And everyone's upgrading themselves to get there,
We talked about the fast pace of change with, say, technology. What about social attitudes that perhaps are not changing? You think of attitudes to women, for example. I mean, you three here, do you feel safe in a city like this?
Delhi, being the national capital, is far behind. From poor lighting on the streets to our verification of the people driving a public transport to public transport itself, everything is
and
a
yet
huge
I
issue.
saw with Obama here, you've got thousands more CCTV cameras.
We do in a week, but when we demand for it in the courts or we talk about taking out campaigns for these sort of things, it takes forever. There's dialogue, the debates on TV, and there's all sorts of hangama, but there's no real action.
I think the change will come from maybe our generation, but right now the ruling party, for example, has very, very backward ideas of how women should be treated, etc.
Just a final thought then, because...
No, but that's interesting because the other day we were watching this ad on TV which was basically about save the girl child and educate the girl child. And we were actually talking about it. We're like, India is talking about saving the girl child, whereas the rest of the world is talking about women empowerment, like the US, for example. They want women to be on par with men, whereas we're talking about saving the girl child. So we're technically like way back in the Middle Ages, yeah.